Hello and welcome to Community Conversations. I'm your host, KK Conashiro. On February 16th, the California Department of Education announced Fremont Unified's Robertson High School has been designated as a model continuation high school for 2017. Model continuation high schools are recognized for operating innovative academic programs that help prepare at-risk students for the 21st century careers and college. And here to talk about the designation and everything else that names Robertson such a special school is Principal Sal Herrera and his team. And I'm going to go around the set here, and I'm going to start with you. Can you introduce yourself and what you do?
Yes, my name is Lisa Diaconis, and I am the English Department Chair. I also teach 12th grade expository reading and writing as our 12th grade English course, and a reading intervention course called Read 180.
So not much. Okay. And yourself?
My name is Heidi McFadden. I'm the Vice Principal of Robertson.
Okay. We know
Oh,
Principal.
and my name is Amy Perez. I'm the Title I Specialist at Robertson High School.
Okay, and our favorite co-host, Dr. Jim Morris. Thank you so much for being here. Now, I want to ask, for anyone who does not know, because there's still a few people that, Robertson seems to be a secret in Fremont, can you give us an idea of what Robertson High School is about and how it's different from a normal high school, and who would like to start? We'll look at you.
I can go ahead and go. Robertson High School is the alternative option for students that attend the 5 comprehensive high schools. Students are referred to Robertson because of their deficient in credits. The class sizes that we're able to offer build a strong bond between our community at Robertson High School. The interaction between students and staff is very special, and really that is what differentiates, I believe, our school from the comprehensive site. We're small, we're able to really hone in on focusing on learning and really supporting the kids in what they need.
Okay, so when you received this designation, how did that feel?
Great.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's great.
How did you find out? Did Dr. Jim Morris tell you, or was it from the state that told you, or how does this happen?
Well, Dr. Morris obviously is somebody that does find out that information earlier, but we were notified by the state that we were being selected as a model school. It's a recognition that we were also received in 2012, and the students and staff, the community of Robertson is very proud of the work that we've been doing.
They should be. Now, how does this happen? How did you make this designation for your school happen? I mean, was it innovative programming? Was it your students, or how the parents got involved? Is this a community project, or how does this work?
So you have to apply through the California Department of Education for using the Model Schools application, and they have like various criteria. And so we put in our application beginning in 2012 for the that was the first time we applied, and we had a team come visit our school. They have people coming from other continuation high schools, so they're very familiar with what's offered throughout the state. And the first time they came, they were amazed. And I don't say that to brag, but we're going to brag. Okay. They were really amazed. Yeah, so they were really impressed with the fact that our teachers are so dedicated to the students and give their time before school, during lunch, after school, and all the innovative programs, the intervention pieces that we have, the Read 180, for example, the ERWC. So we're constantly trying to provide students with not just the fundamentals, but going above and beyond to not catch them up necessarily in credits, but in their learning.
Nice.
So, and then the last group that came, they were equally impressed with what we were doing. So they spread the word around California, and we had several visits afterward from different people from different continuation high schools come.
That's a compliment.
To see our school. Yeah.
That's great. So, with you teaching all these classes that you just named, can students stay with you all 4 years, or is it only for a certain amount of time that they come to Robertson, or how does that work?
So students have to be 15 and a half to be referred over into our program.
And it is by referral?
It's by referral. Okay. Typically a 15 and a half year old is a sophomore, junior. So we have had kids for 4 years, but those were kids that extended past their 4th year, and we keep them for a 5th year. Our job is credit recovery, and at the end of the day, the main focus is to help kids acquire a high school diploma.
Okay. So, and you go at the child's speed, right? Or how they learn, or how does this work? Because it could be, you know, some students may only need a year, some may need a little bit longer. So do you follow what the child needs, or?
So what we do is we transcribe their transcript.
Okay.
So there's holes. So students that attend Robertson that are referred have gaps in their transcript. So we provided actually an ongoing 2-semester master schedule. So we offer both semesters of every core class all year long. So every student's a little different, but we do have a start and finish time at the quarter.
Okay.
Every student's given 4 courses, and with an option of taking an additional course through our independent study program.
Okay, great. Now, I know you are anxious about this question. Tell me about some of your success stories.
Well, I mean, it's every day.
Yeah.
So there's not just one student or one day in particular. Some days are more challenging than others, but I mean, there's seeing the students achieve academic success, but also then in doing so, it adds to their sense of self. Actually, there's a young man that in one of my classes, he kind of gave up on himself, and he was late turning in an assignment, and then I said, come on, you just have to, you know, it's going to be a little bit late, but I'd rather you follow through. And
Right.
he just kind of said, I'm going to fail, you know. So it was really a lot of that every day. I'm like his cheerleader. So pep talk, I know you can do this, I know you can do this. And eventually, I don't know if it overflowed from me to him, and I think he was getting that in a couple of his other classes, that his teachers really expressed that, you know, he's a senior, he's so close, don't give up on yourself, I know you can do this. And so he has started staying after school, and, you know, better late than never, we're getting close to the end of the quarter, but he's has a plan. So
That's good.
Yeah, and that's just
great.
one though of many.
Okay.
But I think if you go walk around Robertson and talk to the students, you'll hear those same stories, you know, and that I think is what makes it a model school, is just that connection.
Yeah.
That students, the students who go to Robertson, right, they're behind. They're feeling defeated oftentimes when they go there because they haven't been successful. And it's seeing their lives turned around, and it's having people believe in them
Yes.
and say,
And listen to
you
them.
can do it, and we're going to push you, you know, and provide support. I mean, it's both, right? Pressure and support. You are going to achieve. We're not going to let you fail. That's life-changing for so many young people.
When they get that, yeah, I think that's great. Now, for the teachers, do they have to go through special training compared to what a normal high school teacher goes through, or is it the same?
No, it's the same. So the
Okay.
credentialing process is the same, but
Okay.
I do think it does take a special person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you may be credentialed in math or English or social science, but it takes somebody who can really work with our population. So sometimes I always tell the teachers, you know, you have to be a little bit more of a duck. You have to let certain behaviors roll because if you ingest it all and you take it all to heart and you take it personally, you're not going to want to stay very
Right.
long and work with the population. But if you take it like Ms. Diaconis has, and Ms. Perez when she was in the classroom, with a really positive spirit, and it becomes really life-changing both for the student and for the teachers.
So when you first became a teacher, did you start it in a regular education classroom kind of thing, or did you just immediately go, okay,
My first year teaching was at Dixon High School up
Okay.
in rural Dixon, because I graduated from UC Davis and I had student taught there, so that was their comprehensive high school for the city. But I had subbed in Fremont at Mission prior to going into the credential program, and I just couldn't wait to get back here. And I submitted my application, received a phone call from Mrs. McFadden. And then I went in for the interview and we clicked, and
She
it was-
nervously accepted, but she's
I'm so
been
glad I did.
amazing ever since.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, for you, did you start in a normal classroom? And
I
then-
did. I did. In fact, I started at American High School. I taught there for 4 years.
Okay.
And I taught a class called English 11 Standards, and it was a class where most kids I lost to Robertson, and I remember thinking, those were my favorite kids. Where are they going? And like you said, it's kind of a secret. Robertson is kind of a secret, but I like to think of it as a hidden gem because we really are full of treasures. And I'm speaking of not just the staff, but especially the children, the students. if you take the time and you invest your energy, positive energy in these students, you will see that they are little boxes of treasure and they have so much to offer. And I think making the decision to Robertson, actually I know for a fact that making the decision to move to Robertson has been one of the best decisions of my life.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm going to tear up.
One of the other pieces I'd like to add is I can truly say this. Every single staff member at Robertson High School cares about every student that enters that building every single day. There's no doubt. So I just wanted to add that.
That's nice. Can we move in?
Yeah. Well, that's the nice thing is, you know, when you have students who are a more challenging population to deal with, and you have people who really want to be there, it makes all the difference in the world. And you feel that. You feel it when from the office staff. It's not just the teaching staff.
Yeah.
The office staff want to be there, and the custodians want to be there, and you know, it really is kind of a team effort. And I think that's why you feel that from the students. They know this is a safe place for me.
Yeah, that's great. Now, some of the students who get referred to you, for our viewing audience, I don't think they understand what kind of students come to you.
Can I answer that one? So I do all the intakes for Robertson, and I get really nervous parents all the time because there is a stigma in the community that's attached to our school. That's where all the bad kids go. So what I always try to explain is just because you fell behind in credits doesn't mean you're a bad person. God forbid, because if every time we fell behind in our jobs or whatever else,
Right.
or doing housework or whatever it was, if that meant we were bad people,
We'd all
then
be bad.
we'd all be bad people, right? So and in high school we need a little bit of time to mature.
Mm-hmm.
You know, every kid's at a different developmental phase as well. So we have kids that all of our kids come to us because they are deficient in credits. That's the reason they attend our school. So we don't have, we're not filled with bad students. We're filled with kids who are a little bit behind.
Thank you for clarifying that. Because I think that's very important. And thank you for dispelling that myth, because it is prevalent out there, and I don't think people understand what a great job you guys are doing. And by achieving this credential of being a distinguished, continuation high school, I think it's just fabulous. How long has Robertson been around? Is it been since Fremont Unified School District's been alive, or was it a recent development, or do we know how long?
So I have a little bit of the history. I've been in the district since 1999, so I have a little bit of it. But it started off on the Washington campus. There was a school called Williamson, and there was another continuation school. So they had two, and I'm not sure what the other one was called. And because of building purposes or space, they ended up merging both continuation schools together, making Robertson. And I want to say it was probably around the 80s where they actually moved it to our site.
Okay.
Robertson used to be a middle school,
Okay.
actually, in Fremont. So they did merge both of the alternative programs onto the Robertson Middle School campus.
And who is Robertson High School named after?
Gus Robertson. Yeah.
Good. And he was like a prominent citizen of Fremont?
Not sure who he was. I know we have a plaque about this big with his, picture on it in there, and but I'm not sure exactly what he did in Fremont.
That was
but-
just a question I had, because I've never knew that.
That building dates back, it was built I think in the 1960s. The plaque says like 67 or 68 on it,
Wow.
so he was somewhere in the district a while ago.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow. Now for you two, principal and vice principal, did you start in a regular school setting and then move to Robertson, or did you just go straight to Robertson?
You want to start?
Sure. I actually worked in San Joaquin County for court and community schools, so I've always worked with at-risk kids.
Okay.
So I did that for 10 years.
Okay,
I taught them as well.
yeah.
So I started off in working in a public middle school in Pomona, California, and I taught at a comprehensive middle school. Moved to San Jose, taught at a comprehensive middle school again, and came over started my career in Fremont Unified in '99 with Horner Junior High, and I was vice principal there for 6 years, and was the principal there for 2 years before transitioning over to Robertson, and meeting up with Miss McFadden. She'd been there a year, so we've worked together. She's been at Robertson for 11 years, and I've been there for 10.
Nice.
And it's been a great team. It's been a great team, and the staff
Never leaves.
It's a strong. We have a very strong team. Very strong team.
I can tell. So your turnover for staff is what, none?
No, we get it. We have a few. We have a
This is
few.
kidding. This is great. Now, is there anything else you would like to say about Robertson? I mean, you got this whole viewing audience, so now's your time to just brag about what you want to say.
Well, if a parent or a student, because we talked about students, families having to be referred, family wants to self-refer. A student says, I'm behind, but nobody at my school has talked to me about it. I know I need help. Or a parent says, you know, I need help for my child. What would the process be for them?
So they just need to see the student's counselor or assistant principal and ask for a referral for Robertson. And they'll sit down, and the counselors are very good, and they'll go over the student's transcripts and show them where they're deficient. We also, I say this all the time, we have an open door policy. So you don't have to make an appointment with me, just show up. One of us will meet with you. So
Okay.
we want to be welcoming. We want parents to come. We want them to know we're not scary, right? So they can come in anytime. So, but the typical first step, the traditional first step would be to get a referral, because I can't accept any students without a referral from the comprehensive high schools.
Now, are parents encouraged to be involved with their children's years at Robertson?
Absolutely. That's
Okay.
one of our goals, actually, is to get more parental involvement.
Okay.
And we've had a lot of parent events. A little bit more last year. We're still working on that this year. We had we worked with Beyond the Locker to bring in various parent events, and they were very successful last year. We had
Good.
more parents than ever, and we at all of our orientations and all of the things that we do during the course of the quarters, we really seek out parent involvement. So
Can
yes.
I add a little to that?
Please.
So next year we're trying to redouble our efforts in engaging parents and families, and we're really targeting the whole family, not just parents, because
Oh, nice.
sometimes when you have little ones at home, it's difficult to break away to attend a school event for one of your children that's in secondary school. So we really want to encourage the whole family to come, that it's an engagement for family, for little ones to the parents. And so that's how we're going to strategize for next year.
Wow, this is great. Thank you so much for being here. You guys did an awesome job, and congratulations on that award. It was fabulous.
Thank
And to
you.
you too. Thank you.
so much.
From everyone here at Community Conversations, we appreciate you watching. We'll see you next time. Thank you.